I want to talk to you guys about is why is life so hard, part 2. And what I want to talk to you guys about is if we overcame the the issues of government corruption by having a more educated public, and not just educated, because you can have an educated idiot, but somebody who is educated and is free thinking, how would life be like? Well, for one, a lot of the diseases of the world, from maybe being able to predict cancer before it happens and everything, before it starts to get real bad, disease prevention. I know it sounds hypocritical because I have a bit of a sore throat, but you know, honestly, man, I'm not surprised. This world, the system is so terrible. Honestly, man, people are getting sick left and right, and you know, I don't know, but that's another issue. Like, but honestly, one of the biggest problems we have in this part of the world is depression. You know, and depression is caused by chronic worrying. Depression is caused by chronic worrying. It's caused by chronic worrying. And what causes worrying, anxiety, and all those things? It's negative thoughts. Okay? Like, it's negative thoughts. Like, for example, one, worrying about the future, you know, how am I going to do later on? Am I going to have a better future? Am I going to do well for this and that? Why does that stuff matter? You know, it's not like it's happening now. You know, but at the same time, you can't help but get that feeling. Another example is social anxiety. You know, hold on a sec. But yeah, like I was saying before, you know, how will I make myself look in a social group? You know, do I have a way of dealing with anxiety? You know, because anxiety is a big issue, and anxiety is something that holds so many people in the world back from reaching their true potential. Even people who can rationalize something as bad as that it's not factual, it's not true, they still can't help but get that worrying feeling, that chemical imbalance in their brain. If people could get good quality medical treatment quicker at some of the best quality hospitals out there, bigger hospitals, so it doesn't get over flooded, you know, not having to do, you know, and also not, you know, for things such as, which is the worst out of all of them, you know, which is not having to, is worrying about your greatest fears, whether it could worry about you being a cannibal, about your fat, you know, and I'm not looking down on people in this case, because everybody has some really dark, evil, disgusting things that happens in their head, you know, that comes up in their heads. Everything from human, you know, of course these things I'm mentioning, this is more rare, but everything from cannibalism, you know, to maybe like incest and all those sorts of disgusting things, you know, like everything from those fears that constantly come in your head, and those temptations, because the thoughts keep on repeating in your head. If we were to have better quality hospitals to deal with those sorts of things, if people find those things distressing, it could get done quicker. You would get better quality treatment. It would have a better education system, you know, and people would have better therapists who actually deal with your problems, not the type of therapist who simply, you know, who simply pretty much repeat exactly what you already thought of. Like, they have a real sit down and talk with you. People might say that's the type of stuff for the movies, where they have a real debate with you to really challenge your thoughts, and they put much descriptive evidence against it. But even still, it would be better than what's happening to me, than what's happening to people now. Like, I don't know, you know, can you imagine how much quicker people's issues would go away? How much quicker people's issues would go away if we could do something like that? And just in general, the world really would be a better place. You know, imagine living in a world where you could get where life is more pleasurable, you know, and because you don't have all of the hassles that get to you. Because when you really look at things, it's actually the small things and lack of training and things that actually ruin your day, man. Everything from people, you know, from construction that force, you know, everything from people driving cars badly, you know, and a lot of those things are kind of caused by construction, you know, which kind of puts a lot of people, you have to be in close proximity to some people who honestly should not be driving, you know. Traffic is really annoying. It's one of the ultimate buzz killers, aside from maybe some, you know, from somebody showing up like 50 minutes late for somewhere you wanted to go, because the thing about traffic is that traffic just slows down and it just kills people's buzzes. And just in general, people have things to do. It's not just about being entertained. People have places to go. People have things to do, man. People have things to do. Like, just in general, if a lot of the diseases of the world were to go away, because when you really look at it, the problem with North America is that we have a disease problem in this world. That's the thing that affects us the most, is diseases. You know, everything from physical and all that sort of stuff. If we had a better system that offered maybe places, because honestly, man, when it comes to foods that are not that healthy, but at least healthier options, they do have technologies to keep it fresh, even though even though it's been out for hours. You know, it's just like how they keep food fresh at a buffet. You know, we don't need all of this all of this fast food. Why is fast food on every restaurant corner? Like fried foods. Like, trust me, man, you know, there are some really good foods out there that are not even fried. Why don't we have a lot of those things available? I don't know, man. A lot of it is, goes along with the issue of just goes along with just a corrupt government, you know, who get paid off by all these by all of these corporations and all that sort of stuff, you know, because honestly, it has to be, because most of these companies are American, and America, even in Africa, you could find a McDonald's everywhere. You know, what the hell's a McDonald's doing in Africa? Why is it every single country that's an ally, they have all of these things there? You know, not that they hate America, but I'm just saying, these big corporations, you know, they make all these deals. And the reason why the public don't think about these things is because a lot of them, they don't know much. They don't know as much as they should know. And a lot of them aren't free thinking enough. They don't question everything. You know, they're very, you know, this society is very book smart. And honestly, if we had a lot of those issues go away, you know, because a lot of those things cause diseases and obesity, you can exercise like crazy and still be skinny but eat junk food, but would you be healthy? Is it putting chemicals in your head? Yeah, man. Honestly, if we had a lot of those issues, life would just be a breeze, man. It would be very peaceful. Um, Also, of course, with your friends and all that sort of stuff, you would just have a very good time, a very good time, and and an interesting idea is people assume a country where nothing interesting happens, where nothing interesting happens, where there's no violence, there's no shootings and all that sort of stuff, would be a boring country. And that's what everybody says, is, oh my gosh, Americans say so much about Canada. Without all of the drama they have in America, with all the drama they have in the United States, they say if Canada, honestly, I could not imagine living in Canada, because Canada is a boring country. But who told you that? You see, this is the problem with people of this world, is that people of this world, they don't recognize that your life is very precious, okay? Like, it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Okay, the more people think that way, the more we're closer to living in a better quality world. We're closer to living in a better quality world. Because the more people realize that sort of stuff, that their life is precious, they don't have to rely on religion, like religion as much. You could still be religious, religion has some good points, but you have to realize your life on earth is precious too. Don't just focus on going to heaven to be to be happy, to be happy. The more and more people focus on living their life on this world and living it to the fullest and being happy with their wealth they have, not saying, I hate the fact that I have so much, that I have so much stuff in my house. That is when we're going to see real prosperity. That's when we're going to see real prosperity. Because when you have a system like that, and this is something I could talk more about later, when you have a system, an economic system, where people are happy with the wealth, the government, that's the perfect solution to dealing with a corrupt government. And just in general, man, things would be nicer. You would be able to go to the Caribbean and all different parts of the world easier. Of course, some of those nations might have their own corruption issues, but but honestly, man, with the government and them doing all of the things that they've been doing, it would just be easier to go to those places. It would be easier to go to those places, like, it'd just be easier to go to those places, with all of the scandals and all all of the stuff they just kind of get, this country, get Canada in, and all of this sort of stuff, because honestly, man, you could just look it up yourself. I'm pretty sure, just like anything, air travel restrictions and all that sort of stuff could just be traced back to the government making poor decisions. Like, honestly, man, if imagine being able to go to a place like that. Imagine a world where people are more educated, not just for left brain education, but for right brain. Everything from art, music, all those sorts of things. The information is more straightforward for them to get, so we could have more people who focus on those fields, so our lives in general could be more pleasurable. Our lives in general could be more pleasurable because we have something known as leisure, and that's what makes us feel, that's what we get enjoyment from for our hard work, is leisure. So the quality of things would be a lot better. But like I said before, this world's dumb, and that, and honestly, it's I'm not focusing on the majority of the population of the world. I'm focusing on the minority, and the minority of the population of the world, I believe they are the ones that are going to create real change. The ones that think different, because the majority who honestly knows what they're doing. And that's my video, and that's all I have to say. And that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe, and peace.